The first all-new post-war Cadillac emerges, symbolizing America's industrial resurgence. The Clark Street plant's strategic location, chosen by General Motors and Nation Rail Lacquer to Rail McNamara.
Surface is rough. Checking gauge consistency. Edges are burred. This one is rejected. This next coil looks better.
Steel blanks receive heavy drawing compound from rollers. The pigmented lubricant reduces friction and prevents tearing during deep draw stamping.
Bring down! Watch the alignment! Steady. Forward in. Good. Lock it down.
Hold it steady now. Ready on this side. Weld complete. Repositioning. Next one. Dimensional check on the side panel, within tolerance. Surface quality smooth, now checking weld integrity. Confirmed. Release to paint.
In the bonderizing bath, phosphoric acid deposits a thin crystalline layer on the steel, providing corrosion resistance and paint adhesion.
Check this run here.
Yes, and the sag on this door.
Mark them both.
The pattern is packed into the two-part green sand flask. Cores are positioned and the flask is closed. Gating and risering channels are formed. (1948). The last year for the legendary L-head design.
Inspecting this raw block for porosity, cracks, sand, and core shift has left these cylinder walls too thin. Immediate scrap.
Three main bearing bores. The L-head vides are bored directly into the block, a testament to 1948 precision machining. For normalizing sheaf and huge arm grain structure, the process ensures durability in the final part. Main journals and crankpin journals are precision ground on a crankshaft grinder to final diameters within tenths of thousandths of an inch, then polished to a mirror finish. Weight net to exacting tolerances. Precision engineering from a bygone era. 8 cast aluminum pistons, 1948. Crowns machined, 3 ring grooves cut, wrist pin bores honed for floating pins. The upper shells are set. The lower shells are placed in load-aid caps, which are torqued to specification. The camshaft slides into the 1948 valve train. The wrist pin connects the piston to the rod. Rings are staggered to prevent gust and push steadily into the bore. 1948 cylinder head installation. Torque in the specified sequence. Head gaskets in place, flat covers secured. In 1948, eliminated manual valve lash adjustment, reducing noise and simplifying engine maintenance. This is a Carter WCD 2-barrel downdraft carburetor installed with I6 V8 int manifolds. (1948), the last year for the legendary flathead V8. On the dyno, it confirms 150 horsepower. 1948's Hydra-Matic transmission case, the world's first mass-produced fully automatic. In 1948, these planetary gear sets were hobbed from forged steel, then carburized and hardened for durability. This 1948 torque coupling features precision-machined, balanced vanes within its sealed impeller and turbine assembly. The 1948 transmission valve body, a hydraulic brain with precision oil passages and spool valves ground to exacting diameters. On the transmission dynamometer, the Hydra-Matic cycles through all 4 forward speeds and reverse. Shift points are verified at various throttle positions. The forged pitman arm is splined to the sector shaft, and the drag link and tie rod assembly is installed. Forged kingpins are pressed into the steering knuckles. Coil springs seat between the lower arm and frame pocket. Shock absorbers bolt to the upper arm and bracket. 1948 hydraulic drum brakes assembled at all 4 wheels. Stamped steel backing plates with primary and secondary shoes. The 1948 brake system is completed. A Stiegelblunder is mounted. This stamped steel 20-gallon tank, mounted in a rear-air descending unit with a cork float. Engine start verification complete, brakes holding firm, steering free play within spec, chassis is mobile, test complete. The Clark Street Assembly Plant, 1948. Painted car bodies descend through the 4 floors, converging at the body drop station.
Down slow, align the front holes. Biscuits in, next hole. Good. Line up the rear.
The steering column is fed upward through the grommeted opening. The coupling connects it to the steering wheel shaft. The column is then secured to the dash bracket. The throttle linkage connects the accelerator pedal to the carburetor. Routes to the dash. The burlap is pulled tight over the springs. Rubberized horsehair padding is added for contour. Finally, cotton batting for a smooth finish. Pre-cut wool carpet with heel pads is fitted over the floor pan and held by metal clips.
So screwed over the carpet edges.
The Turnstedt scissors regulator bolted inside the door shell.
The window glass attached to
A precise 1948 design. 1948 door hardware. Chrome push-button markshanded. All components linked to the central latch mechanism. The completed harness is fed through grommets in the firewall, with the main trunk running along the driver's side inner fender. The Delco Remy generator bolts to the engine front left, belt driven from the crankshaft and mounts on the foreground step. The maintenance terminal connects to the starter and ammeter circuit, while the negative terminal grounds to the chassis via a braided strap. The 7-inch and aim screws, a precise 1948 installation. The revolutionary tailfin design of 1948 integrated functional lighting, as dual filament bulbs were installed behind red lenses.
Pulling the cord now, keep it steady. Pressing here, it's aligning. Good, one more pull. Seated, check the seal.
The cord is pulled steadily, drawing the gasket into the body flange. The chrome moldings snap into place, securing the 1948 installation. The stamped steel parts, mirror smooth, enter the multi-stage tanks. Finally, a brilliant chromium finish.
Easy now, let it settle on the rails. Looks good, bolting the guards now. Perfect, let's tighten it up.
Die-cast chrome bars in a V-shaped grid, bolted securely to the front opening. The V emblem and Cadillac crest mounted above the grille, and the Flying Goddess mascot designed by Chris Klein secured to the hood. The bright metal trim is clipped along the belt line. Chrome rocker moldings and gravel guards are secured with studs and speed nuts. This is the 1948 air intake system. The oil bath air cleaner is bolted to the Carter carburetor and filled with oil to the marked level. In a 1948 wheelslitches weld crutch, the bias plier is aligned and mounted. Each lug nut is torqued to specification.
Starting her up. Listen to that idle. Perfect. Oil pressure's holding at 40, generator's charging.
Projector screen, we dial in the vertical alignment for the low beam. Now, switch to high beam and adjust the horizontal aim.
Windshield seal's compromised here. Noted. Door frame looks wet too. Mark the trunk as well. Testing Hydra-Matic, shifting through all 4 gears. Steering's responsive, brakes feel solid.
In 1948, meticulous preparation came, ensured that every detail was ready for delivery. Sealed boxcar doors. Cars shipping fob from factory. Freight costs, dealer responsibility. Inspired by the P-38 Lightning that's 346 flathead V8 in its final year, powers this legacy. The launch a styling revolution that crescendoed that went through the 1950s. 1948 62 sedans. Here the tailfin was born. This monoblock V8 engine block casting is a manufacturing achievement. 1948 Cadillac's hydraulic valve lifters self-adjust, eliminating manual lash adjustment for quiet, luxurious operation. Generate your fit rather than directly from the engine, reducing idle creep for a luxury feel. The Hydra-Matic governor's weighted flywheels rotate with the output shaft, expanding outward with speed to regulate hydraulic pressure. 1948 American luxury cars' independent front suspension with coil springs replaced the solid axle of earlier design. 1948 brought a key automotive innovation, replacing the worm and roller with the recirculating ball and nut steering gear. Multiple thin coats of nitrocellulose lacquer are applied by hand. The fast-drying paint demands extensive hand polishing to achieve its high gloss. The 1948 bars created a bold face identity that defined luxury. The padded sun visors, matching the heavy of the product gets. Next, the chrome-framed rearview mirror is mounted to the windshield header. In 1948, continuous rubber weather stripping with tubular profiles was cemented and clipped around all door openings, trunk lids, and window frames. Pressing the horn button completes the ground circuit through the contact ring. This activates the relay, powering the twin horns for a high and low tone. The 4-blade stamped steel fan bolts to the water pump pulley hub. Tension is set by adjusting the generator